Welcome, everybody, to the American Space Museum. I'm Marquette. We're so glad you're with us to stay curious. I'm glad you're staying curious. I'm glad to be back with one of my favorite foreigners, Cliff Watson from Pomona, Australia here, buddy. All the way from Australia.
Yes.
Welcome, Cliff.
Well, you've mentioned my name enough times.
Well, that's because of the generous donations you've given to our museum over the past 4 years of watching Stay
Yes,
Curious.
I have
Thank you.
watched it quite a few times. And the reason why I don't catch some of them is because you have daylight savings. And I don't get it, so I have to watch the repeats, which is a bit of a bummer.
Why are you in America?
I've actually come 2 reasons: to come and catch up with all these wonderful people like you yourself that I met in the 2017 total eclipse. I was up in Yellowstone. I was a tour guide on a tour bus for a tour group and got to see a fantastic eclipse then.
That's where we met. Was you came
Yes,
here and
I came
stayed
and
with me a
stayed, and
couple days?
you took me around Kennedy Space Center through this wonderful museum. You've got to come and have a look at this place. Seriously, anybody that comes down this way, you've got to come and have a look at this wonderful museum. These people run here. You've got no idea what you'll see. It's beautiful.
Well, thank you.
And then do the eclipse up there in Texas, Frost,
Well, we
Texas.
call it over there in Texas.
Oh,
But it
okay.
is up there too.
That
Yeah,
is
how's
another
that-
that is another country, I
Yeah.
do believe.
It should
Um,
be.
well,
But what
they're
we're
talking
country,
about
we're
being
going to
another
talk about
country.
the eclipse.
Yep.
I'm wound up because I've been gone for a week. All right.
Yep.
On an eclipsing vacation and had a great time, and got an experience just gorgeous and beautiful.
It
But I
was
wanted,
fantastic.
and you had a great experience too in Texas.
Yes.
We'll talk about that in detail, but
Yep.
want to take care of a little house cleaning here.
Yeah.
Is we've got some other guests here in the room. We've got
Haven't we
Dave
what?
Stangy's here, but what's our background? Tell everybody what the background is here.
That's my hometown of Pomona, Queensland, Australia.
Really, you're looking at that? That's like Devil's Tower here in America. You know what I mean?
It is a volcanic cone.
Uh-huh.
And if I see any smoke coming out of here, I'm out of there because I've seen Dante's Peak too many times.
And when was the last time it erupted?
Oh, it's 25 million years ago.
Oh, well, you're pretty.
So
you're due. You're way
I'm
overdue.
pretty sure I'm safe.
It looks like grass has grown on the side of it.
Oh yes, it's
well,
a beautiful rainforesty type area. It's only a small town, probably 2.5,
And
3,000
this is
people.
Pomona, Australia. I'm going to
Pomona.
show you where that's at on the. They call
Not
that
to
the
be
Gold Coast.
Not to be confused with Pomona in LA,
Yeah, and
because
Pomona
that's a
in
much
LA
bigger place.
Is where they do a lot of drag racing. That's where I watch the National Hot Rod
Yes,
Association.
yes,
They start and end their season there.
yes, that's
up there.
true.
And you're a big gearhead,
Yes,
aren't you?
I'm an auto electrician by trade, and I rebuild hot rods, and I have my own space shuttle at home. It's a C381 Corvette, and
Yeah.
it's an what do you call it, pace car. So it gets quite a bit of notoriety around the place. We've been in the local papers,
We'll
been on
get
the
a picture of
news.
that for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love taking Santa Claus to lighting the Christmas tree, and all the kids love it though. Santa.
In your Corvette.
Yes.
What year was it again?
81.
81.
It's
And
a
silver,
C3.
isn't it?
No, white.
Oh, white.
White.
Okay, I've seen pictures of it.
Mm.
Cliff Watson on Facebook. You can follow his exploits there. We're going to talk a little bit about what he's doing. Like I said, I'm excited to be back in the saddle here with my co-producer, Marty Winkle,
Yes.
running the Streamlabs. Hi, Marty. Thank you for a great job while I was away. I hadn't seen all the shows that we re-aired a few, but I know Nick Thomas knocked it out of the park Monday, talking about astronaut Corvettes, and the great photographer Ralph Morris of the Life magazine. And that's a good point, Marty, to get on the camera and wheel around here to our guests, because I want to ask Tom Usiak, Tommy's in the house, and Dave Stangy. And these are two of our Diamond Jubilee followers
Ah,
yeah, there you go. There, wave there, that guys. There's get down the other way. There you go. Yeah, there's Dave Stangy. His wife Julie's here. We've got a gentleman from Chicago. Thank you for being here and joining our museum, Tom Usiak. talk about him almost every day, like we do Dave. Thank you guys. Give us a shot. Put your mic on there, Marty, so they can say something there.
Yes, I finally got to see the face behind the camera as well.
Yeah. You're here for Shuttle Fest. Tom's going to be a speaker on our art panel, and Dave, you're here with your wife, enjoying a little vacation. So what do you got to say for yourselves, guys?
Good to be back in Florida, and glad to see all you people, and let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
On with the Shuttle Fest. All right.
Well done.
Yes. And Tom's been to many what they call Space Fest. It was a really a mecca for space geeks during the Apollo era. And that's no more, right, Tom?
Correct.
And with you and your brother's support and others, we hope Shuttle Fest can one day have some of that kind of clout. And Dave Stange, you get those Michigan bones warmed up a little bit.
Had to wear my hat this time.
Yeah,
Had to
well,
wear it.
that stands for Missouri? Is that Missouri? Because that's not the favorite colors, the blue and gold I see up there. It's like,
Despite where I'm from, I think we're pretty good friends.
that's right. Football champions, they lost their coach, so
Yeah.
we'll
We
beat
picked
you.
up one from Ohio State.
We'll beat you in Columbus this year. Yeah,
We'll see. We'll see.
And we'll see. We love
Oh,
that.
the rivalry
But Dave,
between you
mentioned
two.
it many times. Just say, how's it look to you?
You know, it's just beautiful. It's so nice. You can walk around on your own pace, or you can have a docent take you around. It's just some of the memorabilia that they have around here to look at. Highly recommend it if you're ever in the area. It's definitely worth it for the price. What you get, it's just an awesome place to hang out. The people here are great, and I can't say enough about it. It's perfect place in a neat little town.
It is. It's become. I've lived here 7 years. It's changed, I think, a lot for the better. Marty, you lived here 50 years or more, right? In there. But we want to thank both of these gentlemen have given us money that we bought financially. We bought gadgets with. This is one thing we bought with your money there. We bought the microphone. You said found the microphone, one of the gizmos that connects our camera to the computer. Dave helped us out with there, so we all appreciate that. And these are two people, like many of you out there, that support our American Space Museum financially. And the UCAC brothers, his brother Mark, unfortunately got clouded out at the eclipse at Niagara Falls, but they have given the museum the rights to their photos of over 60 launches to use any way we want. And
Wow.
that is no small potatoes in my mind as a professional photographer.
Well
And,
done, sir.
One day we'll make a calendar and stuff like that out of these great UCAC images. So, all right, thanks for guys for being here. Let's, Marty, that looked good. I think Chris Callie might be watching. Let's go back to Australia, Pomona,
Yes,
Australia.
Pomona,
All right. So what's
Australia.
going on in Australia right now?
It's actually going into winter.
Yeah.
You're going into your summer.
Yes.
It's been raining terribly there.
How was your summer?
Bone dry, actually. We had a very, very bad drought, which is totally unusual for this time for this year, and it's probably got a lot to do with the sun activity. That's the
Solar cycle.
Solar
We'll talk about
cycle.
that in a minute. Let's do a couple other things here. Let's brag about our what some things
You've
are
gone
out
too
of
far.
book here. You know, Marty, I think these things went.
You going backwards?
No, they're
Oh.
well, we didn't have them racked up right. I think they're out of sequence, Marty.
Oh,
We Marty and I noticed an anomaly on the we got our
there's your-
pictures are
there's your
completely
badge.
out of sequence, Marty. Supposed to have to take it. I mean, not your
Well,
fault at all. They're right. They're not racked up right. Here's all right. Here's where you're from. We're just gonna
Yes.
take these images as they come willy nilly and
Okay.
talk about them back and
So-
forth. We've got pictures of Carlton Bailey's awesome photographs of the Falcon. I mean the Delta.
That
Forward
Delta
launch,
that was
the best work I've
very
seen you
nice.
do, Carlton. Those pictures were stellar.
very.
We're going to
very
brag
good.
about Shuttle Fest, and you got some pictures of our eclipse stuff in there. So that Dot is where you live.
Yes, up in the Sunshine Coast, up in Queensland. It's got full of surf beaches, the famous Noosa Heads that a lot of the movie stars and that do go to. We've had quite a few, even the Rolling Stones and things like that. Still Sylvester Stallone. Yeah, they all come to that one place because there's like hundreds of miles of beaches all the way up the coast, right up until you get to the Barrier Reef. So it's a huge surfing area. Seafood. And I know you Americans love to eat seafood. And yeah, when you come down to Australia, you go, no, they're not this big. They're like this big, and they're around, huge. And yeah, you guys love the food that we've got there. Totally different from some of the stuff you have here. I'm
Now,
surprised.
some of us might be wondering, that's a long trip from Australia.
Yes.
So you've done it a couple times. Is this your second trip to the States?
This is my second jet trip, and it's my second time I've left Australia, and it's only to come and see the total eclipse and to see.
So what was that
my
like? The
friends.
travel arrangements and stuff? Is it tedious, or is it just you gotta keep your eyes on all the?
No.
connections,
Yeah, I just booked
Just
it all
show
in
up.
one hit. Booked it all in one hit and just turned up. Okay, I've got to be at the airport this day. I've got to be at the airport that day, and that's the best way to get around it.
Yeah, well, I wasn't expecting you to call me at 7:30 this morning after I just got into town driving
I
600 miles.
didn't know that.
yesterday.
Sorry about that.
But that was okay. I'm glad you did. And hooked up
Well,
here.
I was stuck in the airport in Dallas for 36 hours,
Oh, my-
and then I had to catch the.
What was
the just because the rain had come open, the skies had opened just about half an
so
hour.
there had to
after.
be a lot of eclipsers stuck with you there.
Yeah. Oh, the terminal was full of bloody people. Oh man, it was crazy. But just trying to get back and make sure I didn't get flooded in because there were warnings that there could have been flooding, and sure enough, my friend Tom Pickett sent photos that his entire backyard was basically looked like glass.
Yeah.
So I got back, so I didn't miss my flights. That's all it was.
Now you're garbed out here with a beautiful jacket here, your
That's
Australian
my,
thing there, and you got
This is the
shuttle.
way I present myself when I do my my astronomy meetings.
Okay.
I just think it's a little bit more professional
It
type.
is.
I
You
also
helped found a club in.
yes,
Australia.
my Pomona Astronomy Club. It's now got over 300 astronomers around the world. My Facebook, the club goes also out to the ALOP youth group here in America. So I'm actually also teaching kids here in America because I'm putting scientific stuff on on the Facebook page. Other people are contributing, and so if they go on there, they can see pretty pictures like people like Tom Pickett's. Now he's actually now got an asterism named in space around the star Betelgeuse in Orion, and it's called Pickett's Bell.
Okay.
And other people around the world are now photographing this, and it's a fantastic
Is it a
photo.
nebula or
They don't know what it is yet. It's just
but from his own backyard he's discovered
yes,
this.
with his telescope.
So
He
you're
does
still
fantastic astrophotography. So he's been doing it for many years.
Well, let's see what's going to pop up here on the pictures. There's a Shuttle Fest
That's a
coin.
shuttleless coin.
All right, and that is Tim Gagnon's artwork there. Beautiful, we call it the shield. Okay, that's going to be our
There
permanent
you go.
Shuttle Fest shield for our correspondence and so forth. Then each year we'll have a theme of a photograph. We
Nice
had Tom
artwork on that.
Usiak. We used Tom Usiak's shuttle on a sunset that looked gorgeous. Then we used Ann Miklos's photograph of the rollout of STS. I think it was 135 actually. And this year we used the shuttle shield. Marty, you did a great job engineering that. There's we don't know why this happened, huh, Marty? The pictures are in random order for some reason, and we'll have to check that out. We've had a lot of lightning. We'll have to ask Trekkie Techie to get behind there. Maybe there's a toggle switch in the computer.
It might be, just guessing, it might be due to the folder that you saved it in. It's a new folder.
Yeah, that's usually, well, it's an anomaly. We'll work through it. But there's the Delta 4 launch that Carlton Bailey took. You can see the 3 engines of the smokestacks on the right there. What an awesome cloud shot that is. Now, I threw this in for Dave Stange to show him my favorite exit in Ohio.
Oh.
Okay. And, his eyes are he can't see anymore. He's gone blind. Okay, that's
You're a mean
US.
person.
That's US 23 going past Lane Avenue where Ohio State University is. All right. There is my mother, my 91-year-old mother. Reason why I went to Ohio to see the eclipse with her. She took this photo with her cell phone.
Yes.
All right. I'm right beside her, and she's got a better cell phone than me, of course. Mom always knows best. But there you see the black eye of the moon covering up the sun. And
Yes.
Cliff.
And you can see the darkness in the clouds around
and
there.
behind,
That's the shadow.
coming. This is towards the end of it. This is about the last 30 seconds of totality. And then right after this, it just burst
Bursts
into
into
bright. And I
brightness.
tried to get you missed the diamond shot. I was looking at it.
I
real
know.
quick.
I've got a
But,
friend that got a really good
We had this
diamond
kind
shot.
of high haze up there, but what was unreal was just the moments before the eclipse. It's like twilight, but the light is sort of silvery. It's got just ethereal view.
It
feel
throws
to
the
it.
contrast out in your eyes.
Yeah, that's
And everything has multiple shadows. You even put your hand out in front of you, and you all of a sudden your shadows not like so far. It's so wide. It's like all sort of blurred, and your eyes are going, why can't I see everything straight? It's quite a phenomenon to see.
well. That's Sally Marquette's photograph from my hometown in Findlay, Ohio. You can just barely see the planet Jupiter at the 5 o'clock point there. There was a comet around there.
Yes,
that Pons
but it
Brooks
was
comet.
unfortunately still too bright.
Yeah,
to be seen.
it didn't get super dark where I was at. I've heard people say it got dark like midnight. No, it was never really dark where we were at.
Well, we were on the center line. We had 2 minutes, 4 minutes, 22 seconds of totality. So we were right in the center
we had
line.
343.
And
we
it
were
went
on the edge.
very dark, and they were hoping to capture the comet, but it was a magnitude 4, so 4-5. So unfortunately, it would have been really dim.
Really
It'd
difficult.
have to be dead
Yeah,
dark
we had-
black to see it.
But some people did see it up there. So what's the next picture here in our jumbled up stuff here? We got there. You are. Where you at, Claire?
Oh, that was in 2017 in Yellowstone.
All right.
So,
With your souvenir there.
Souvenir dog that was for my wife.
All
So she's still got that, and she still loves it to death. So yes.
There's our Shuttle Fest 3 again. Our slides are mixed up for some reason. Marty and I just like I said, I got back into town last night. Astronaut John David Bartow is really a nice guy. One shuttle flight. I think it was 41B or C in 1985. He would have flown a lot more had not been for Challenger. We thank the National Space Society, Bid Again Auctions, and what sponsor am I missing there? Oh yeah, Ken Habicott of Memorabilia, of course, our main sponsor, and his memorabilia will be there. And the Hyatt Place is just an awesome place for us, and we love
They're
them
taking
for,
care of you.
taking good care of us there. Just was talking to Dana today. Next up, there we go, your tease picture.
There's
Bartow is 51F. Thank you, Marty. There's my little Questar, kind of a premium telescope that if you can see one for sale, buy it at a discount.
I can show you this.
Oh yes, you've got.
Hey,
look at your.
I came prepared.
Let's a little show and tell here.
Show and tell, because this is my Canon camera that I have, and that's my star tracker.
I've actually got one of these.
Have you?
Yeah,
They work
Mine's
fantastically.
yeah. I don't use mine enough. I need to get mine out. And I did.
Yeah. That once it's
This is your rig that you photograph.
once it's you polar align it, it turns on. It's got settings on it for stars, moon, and sun, because they do travel at different times. and that basically the cameras, once it's pointed towards the sun or the moon or a star pattern, it then will track it and stay
Yeah.
steady, and we'll be able to get
What
a
about this?
longer exposure.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, no, yeah. Well,
Yeah,
that
this comes off like that. And this is a star tracker, about $150.
Well,
Then
a
you
little
got
bit
your
more than
camera,
that.
You put it on there, yeah.
Yeah.
And I've had one of those for a couple years,
And then that's just a standard 300 millimeter lens, and I'd use the 2 times on it, so then it turns it into a 600 millimeter.
600.
So basically, it's a small telescope.
then show us
So-
your binoculars you use.
Oh yes. So yes, and also be safe when you're in the when you're looking at the sun. Always be safe. I saw people there using welding helmets. No, that is not a good idea. This one, you can actually buy caps to go over your binoculars, and you can see a perfect view of the sun anytime. It doesn't have to be a total eclipse. So that just comes off and it slips
and
straight
there's
over.
a lot of solar activity that we've talked about on
Yes,
Stay
there
Curious
is.
on
And,
there.
and then you can actually get far better sunnies. These are solar glasses, and they even go over your standard glasses.
Oh yeah.
So,
Yeah. Can't see a thing.
no, you cannot see a
But,
thing through those, but you can see the sun, and you can see the sunspots perfectly through that. And much better. That was $11.
Yeah.
I mean, $11. It was nothing.
And they'll be on sale right now.
Oh,
for-
by about
Now's
10,
the time to
10
buy
10
anything.
cents each.
It's free.
That's free. Yeah, Marty's showing his there was free. There were sunglasses. They were giving them away everywhere
Yeah.
up there. But you had to suspect. You want to see that it has. There's an endorsement that it is real and not fake. Okay.
That's
on some of them,
definitely
because
because
there's a lot of-
there's a lot of
but,
charlatans out there
yeah.
that will tell you anything, and they don't care. Another thing, that camera also, I had 2 different types of
We're
filters.
not live.
Nope, you were doing great, and all of a sudden a black screen came up and it says error occurred, try again later.
Oh no!
Having any indication. It's the
Okay.
only-
Well,
You sure?
sounds like
It stays thank you for Larry.
Larry Pushkar. Larry Pushkar. Do you see us on there? How about Carlton Bailey? We're getting a message.
Is there
from-
anybody out there?
Yeah, anybody out there?
Yeah.
Are they good now?
I don't know, we gotta look. We got a list.
Okay. Are they saying yes? They can hear us right now.
I won't go to the,
I have it on at the docent desk too. We have it right here.
we're good. We're
We-
still on.
We're still on. We're still on.
Okay.
We're still on. We're still on. Okay, we're still
We
on.
turn the world upside down here when you come here, and
Oh,
there.
don't blame
And we got
me.
Doug Forrest is watching. He's
Yes.
sat in that chair. Doug's in Pomona, he's close to Pomona, California,
Ah,
I think.
yes.
He's actually Los Angeles.
Mark Cusack says we're on, so does.
Mark Usiak, okay.
Connie
Cool.
McDaniel, Larry
All right.
Sorry for the
Tom
interruption, folks.
Celentano. Tom's a good one up there in Connecticut. Gary Gerald. I'm going to stop by and see you one day, Gary. I went down through.
It is black up
Okay. Thanks, Karen. Karen was watching, and we may have gone off.
thing tomorrow night starts.
Tomorrow night at 7:00. Okay, 7:00 is a invite. Gary Gerald's our
Yes.
Vidalia onion farmer in Georgia, and I drove.
I
by there.
actually, yes, I got to taste one of those
Did ya?
Vidalia onions, and yes, a totally different thing from a normal onion or an onion that we get in Australia.
Yeah.
And I was quite surprised. They're
Sweet.
Yes, very sweet, very
Yeah.
very different.
Yeah,
But
people eat them like an apple.
I could
They
understand
don't
why.
kiss anybody for a month, but they'll go around eating like an apple.
Oh, is that your problem?
Yeah, that is my problem. But because they're so healthy for you,
Well,
Cliff.
yeah, well, it does.
Talking to Cliff Watson here, come all the way from Australia. He's seen the eclipse.
Yes.
What else have you seen in America?
Oh,
This
well,
trip.
I've been to also this trip, JPL.
Jet Propulsion. Did
yes.
you go there?
Yeah, went to the JPL.
What was that tour like? I never been there.
It was informative. We went up to one of the high bays, but unfortunately, the one that they wanted to show us, they were doing a pressure test on a satellite, and they couldn't have us in the high bay because it's like a sealed room, and because they're pressure testing it, they didn't want any injuries or accidents to happen where maybe the glass broke or something like that in the private gallery. Also went up to see Elon Musk's Falcon 9 launch up at Vandenberg.
Did you?
3 trips I went. I finally got it on the last one.
All right.
And I was actually
What was that like?
a little bit disappointed. It was great for everybody in LA because they're all showing me photos that it's curving through the in space, and the booster separated and all this, and all I saw was this white dot go up into space. That's all I saw. Like, you didn't see any of the rocket. It was just the roar, and then zot, it's gone. So I would have seen more if I was actually stayed in LA. I've let everybody know that camera there, I also had 2 types of filters. There's a glass filter that you use. So it's a neutral density filter that's meant for solar photography. Don't just use a normal filter.
Right.
And then I've used a Thousand Oaks optical filter as well, which looks very similar. As you see, it's shiny on one side. That's the side that goes to the sun. So that also blocks out the light correctly. This neutral density gives you a white picture. That gives you an orange picture. So it gives you 2 different contrasts. So just wanted to finish that off because we got sort of cut off there before.
Got Steve Nolte out there. Hi. Keep it down a little bit. I can hear you in here. Thank you. Yes. So we didn't get Steve on camera there as you got in there, but yeah, come in here and say hi, Steve.
The more
Turn
the
the
merrier.
camera around there, Marty, on Steve. Get Steve in here. Steve's been in there.
I notice
Want
he
to
always
say hi to
hurt.
Steve and Dave Stangy, but Steve's also another one of the. Here, I can get in here, Marty. There you go, Steve. They're one of the.
Oh, there's Marty on camera.
The four.
Finally seen him on camera.
Yeah. Well, I was fortunate today. I was at the astronaut encounter with Bob Senkar, and he was an RCA payload specialist from New Jersey.
Yes.
Okay. And I told him we had a minor connection between it, and we talked about RCA Lancaster producing the parts for the color camera first used on Apollo 15 and the rover,
Yeah.
and all that stuff.
And Senker's a good one. He's out there quite a bit, isn't he?
Yeah,
Marty?
he still lives in New Jersey.
Yeah.
I've got his card now.
All right.
And I actually called him before the mission and asked him if we had a 70mm Hasselblad magazine that we wanted to get up on the space shuttle by clandestine means, of course, because it had a color negative film in it instead of the transparency film that they use.
Oh.
But of course, he said, "Oh, I'd love to, but I've already got my hands slapped finance about the personal items at the time." So, there we go.
Well, that's a good story from you there, of an astronaut encounter out there. And I got to renew my card, Marty. My pass expired April Fool's Day when I was out of town. But thank you, Steve Nolte, part of the UCAC family of photographers that did a lot of these shots. You were the electronic brain behind.
Yeah, I'm still charged with reducing the size of the boxes and remotes. We're going to the MyOp system.
All right.
So,
All right, Dave Stangy there again. So Marty, I'm gonna pull him around here, put us back on here.
You're safe, Marty.
Yeah,
You're
there
out
we
of
go.
shot, mate.
Want to say hi to Carlton Bailey, and there's a good way to say hi to CB. Is look at this shot, Cliff,
That is
he got out
fantastic.
there.
That's
I
a
mean,
cracking shot.
that is one of Carlton's best shots he's done
Yes.
in the 6 years I've known him. You got a comment, Marty?
Yeah, we had a comment from Larry Pushkar. He says, I got thrown off twice. Now, I'm not sure what he was talking about. Something that probably that Cliff said.
Thrown off twice on the YouTube channel. He's saying. We have had storms going on here,
Yeah,
so we can't
Yes.
control that. We didn't have any lights flicker here or anything, but
quite wild
with
weather
all
out
the
there.
people using electronic devices all over the world, it's amazing that
Mm.
anything works all the time like it does.
Other things that I did go and see.
But
it-
no, let's talk about his photo
yeah,
first.
oh,
I-
yes,
I want
sorry.
to show that because we got a random. Somehow it's doing a random search on the slides there, but that's an awesome photograph.
Yeah, oh, no two
And,
doubts about it.
Did you watch
That's-
it on TV? I
No,
watched it on TV up in Tennessee.
I was stuck in a in a terminal.
Oh, were you?
And my phone cord had actually broke that day. It dropped down and snapped the end. Brand new cord, and I could not get one.
Let's see.
till
Oh,
then.
there's another shot.
That's a
Great.
fantastic shot.
Yeah.
Look at that going.
Looking
up there.
down the barrel of those two. Dave Staney, they remind me of farm silos,
Mm,
you know. And the CEO, Tony Bruno, called it the most metal of all rockets.
oh yes, yes.
This had more metal on it than any rocket ever launched on there. And that's the last time 12 of 16 flights were for
Yes.
keeping America safe. I'm sure
That's
our
the
good
last-
partner
last one.
Australia too, with Defense Department. There's my setup. I was at my mom's apartment. That's actually a nursing home facility in the background, and they brought all the residents out. And I didn't take any pictures of people to show you because I respect their privacy. But took Stay Curious with us there. Yeah, particularly senior citizens older than this senior citizen do
True.
not like their pictures made. They think Facebook is like going to drain their
Yes.
bank account if their
Yes.
pictures seen in
That's-
public or
that's
something.
there.
It's so I just respect all that. But I projected an image with a refractor there, and then I really watched the eclipse with my little Quest star there. Dave, there's Dave Renicky.
That's
who I
my
met-
good friend Dave Renike.
Yeah, he's an
he-
influencer.
He
in
has
Australia.
been, yes, a great influencer. He influenced me a lot. I met him at Siding Springs Open Day in Coonabarabran. That's a huge telescope that's,
Yes,
that's up
Tiding
there.
Springs, very famous for
Yeah,
the
very,
Apollo
very-
story.
Yes. There's
The
the
movie
ma-
The Dish. We love
no,
talking.
no, that's
That's the-
Parks.
That's Parks.
That's Parks
okay.
in New South
But
Wales.
you know the movie. What do you think of the movie The Dish?
Hey, Cliff was the dishmaster.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, it's played by Sam Neill.
Okay.
Oh yes.
Okay.
Oh,
You're all about it. All right.
oh,
Good.
I was actually 10 years old when all that happened. So I was
Yeah.
very, very
The
privileged.
Dish is a story about the antenna dish for the Apollo 11 moon landing.
Yes, we got the pictures first.
Yeah, you did.
And
During in the middle of a storm.
yes, it was
Incredible drama.
basically a hurricane where it's not supposed to be a hurricane, but we got the pictures. And the dish was all about watching Neil Armstrong walk on the moon. And then in 2017, I was lucky enough to go and stand on top of the launch tower of the Artemis mission. So
Ah,
that was
that's cool.
a wow moment for me in
Yeah,
my
Dave
life.
was he does a radio show still
Yes,
in
he
there.
still does
Country.
talk back on 13 radio
Dave
stations.
Renicky, Reneke, and,
Yes.
you can look him up.
And he has a website that's learn about space stuff
Yeah,
as well.
he's a big influencer.
Oh,
in
he's a
astronomy.
huge influencer.
There you are with your astronomy group during a solar event.
You notice somebody up the back there, they've got a colander and they're casting hundreds of little small eclipses all over the ground on a sheet.
Yeah, I forgot to
Which
do
is
that.
what the light makes your eyes go really weird and does this effect.
Yeah,
it
does.
only happens with an eclipse. Oh, there's me again.
Is there another shot up there? You just that
And
you
I've-
enjoy the nature. You enjoy you get out.
Yellowstone is fantastic. It's beautiful. We've got stuff that's amazing in Australia, but Yellowstone with its and the volcanic nature that it has, it's a massive caldera. There's like that river in the background, just a little bit down. There's steam and everything coming out of the middle of the river. And it's just quite amazing. And the wildlife there, there's bear, elk, all sorts of stuff that
That's,
you
yeah,
didn't
it's-
think you'd ever see.
There's your diamond
there's
ring.
a- there's my
there's your total eclipse
total
shot there.
eclipse shot.
Uh, Where we were at, there was particularly a bright prominence at the bottom. You can just see there,
Yes.
the yellow there.
There's,
But
there's
there-
about 4 flares
And
coming
that's
up
what we
there.
call the diamond ring
The
effect,
diamond
when
ring.
the
That's
moon
right.
just starts moving off of the sun, and the first valleys of the mountains of the moon on the edge, the sunlight goes through it there.
Sometimes you can see very small little
Yeah.
lights coming through, and that's actually the light coming through the mountain ranges
Yeah.
on the moon, and it's called Bailey's beads.
Yeah, and but good job there.
Oh, yeah.
Hello there, Chris Callie. There's Moon eclipsing the Earth in this image that he calls what does he call that, Tom? Inspiration, I think, is what he's named this. Here's our American Space Museum coin that we're going to be
Coin again.
selling.
Mhm.
Of course, we're going to give you one. Here's our art panel. There, you move your head there a little bit, Cliff. That's Ron Wood. Ronnie Woods
you
and
gotta
Chris
shake it
Callie on the
down.
bottom left. Tim Gagnon, the designer of our shield. There, the patch guy. And there you are, Tom, at the Udvar Hazy. When I was just getting to know you guys. a couple
I'm
years
headed
ago.
for that to go and have another look through there as well.
Are you?
Yes, because 4 hours last time didn't scratch the surface.
No,
that
no,
place
no.
is so big.
Yeah.
It is
They
just.
have. I couldn't believe they had a blackbird there.
Oh yes,
And as well, because the Cosmosphere also has a blackbird.
and
uh,
the shuttle Discovery. They have the Enola Gay there. That Concorde. A 70.
I didn't know they had the Enola Gay there.
Yes,
Huh.
yeah, and it looks
Tommy's
like brand
Tom
new.
Usiak. He's probably got a backstage pass to all that stuff. You've been there a lot. Tom photographed the swap out of Discovery and Enterprise.
Yes, yes. They
that
took
was in
Enterprise
there,
and
yeah.
took that to New
Yeah,
New
and,
York, isn't it? New York.
Yeah, you got a comment,
Yes,
Steve Nolte?
the original Air and Space Museum downtown Washington is still restricted. It's still under refurbishment inside, complete remodeling inside.
Is it?
So just to let everybody know.
Well, that's interesting. That would come about 50 years after the first director, Michael Collins, initiated that, right? So it's about 1972 time frame that was open.
Yes, they still have restricted visitors to the
Mike
downtown
Collins-
Air and Space
oh.
Museum, but it's
All right.
not fully open to the public.
We know that Neil 1030's been enjoying this. Suta Lucky, hey Suta, thank you for watching. This is a
Oh, we
picture.
got more.
I did take pictures. You can't wait for the next eclipse because you'll do everything differently. Of course, I should have had a clock beside it there. I wrote the time each one because I did this, but I didn't have much time prepared for this, and I was all about just enjoying the moment.
Yes,
You
true.
you can get a little obsessed
Oh,
with the photography and
it's-
everything, can't you? And
yes.
you miss really what it's all about.
The personal aspect
and,
of it.
and I like thinking about 1,000 years ago. What the hell did people think was going on?
Oh,
you know,
yes.
and there were astronomers that knew that predicted.
Oh, the
But-
Incas
but
were
no, but-
sacrificing people and all sorts of things.
What were the Australian doing?
Oh, I don't
the
know.
Aborigines.
I don't know.
You know,
No, but actually,
yeah.
I don't think the Aborigines knew either. I haven't ever heard any
But,
stories about that Dreamtime thing, an eclipse, because it is very, very rare.
Looks like we
And
went
the
through all
next,
the
and the
pictures.
next one is actually cutting straight through the middle of Australia, and it'll go straight through Sydney and straight across Australia.
What year is that going to be?
2028.
2028. See,
Yes.
I would actually like to try to go to one more eclipse. What are you saying, Dave?
We'll all go down.
We'll all go down there.
Oh,
Cliff, you got
no.
room for us, don't you? You live on 3 or 4 acres, don't you?
Oh yeah, but I live nearly 1,000 kilometres away from Sydney,
Oh, okay.
so you'd have to go.
600 miles.
Yes,
in our-
yes, you'd have to be there for the
Yeah.
day. But there's so many places west of Sydney. There's tons of things to go and see
Mark
and do.
Peel's watching. The Astronaut Files watching. That's I'm going to think of his name. It eludes me. He's going to be here too from New York. Our friend from John Borelli. Hey, John. He's the Astronaut Files. John Borelli will be sitting there again. He's planning a vacation here, and he's Connie McDaniel. Wish a happy birthday to Connie, and on your next solar orbit there. Connie. We had a little cake for her. She's another one of our ace volunteers here. Cliff,
Another thing, Endeavour is in the California,
Did
and
you
it's
see
being no, because it's now being stacked on the tanks and the boosters, so it'll be one complete space shuttle in a building, all stacked up. So it's actually the Endeavour's actually wrapped in plastic at the moment, so you can't you can see the outline, but you can't see anything of it. So they're all stacking that into a whole building. So I didn't get to see that again this time, but I did go to Griffith University observatory. Sorry, and number one Rocket Road. Elon Musk has one of his Falcon 9 boosters sitting there on display, glass wall around it, and you're 4 feet away from it, and you can see this monstrous big booster sitting there, all nice and clean, all painted up. Went and saw that, and also the tar pits.
Tar pits.
I went to the tar pits because you always see that in the movies, so I was curious to go and see that.
Yeah,
You
tar
always
pits.
stay curious, everybody.
There you go. Anyone have a question for this wonderful Australian? Give me the sign there. Take your equipment off there. Be careful there. That's got some dignitaries on there. We're gonna have him sign our visitor's sheet, our visitor's picture here. That we haven't had this signed on. This is our guest for 2024. And I think we'll start having them signed. I see Bert Dix there. We've got what astronaut we have here? Charlie Walker, Lowell Grissom's on there. Astronaut Leo Proctor on there. So, anyone have a question for you out there? Something about Australia? What 2 trips here? What strikes you that sticks out about America?
You guys are the same like us. Not really much difference, to be honest. Your food's a little bit different. I know, especially West. It's more Tex-Mex, but no. You have same sort of ideology about us. You guys, we're pretty much the same.
You got McDonald's and Burger King. And
Yes. Burger King's actually Hungry Jack's over there, but
Hungry Jack's.
Yeah, it's the same thing. They sell the Whopper.
Okay. And
yeah,
how
we
does
have
kangaroo meat taste?
It's very rich. It's actually a bit of a delicacy. But yes, we do have roo meat and kangaroo sausages.
I bet sausage is popular, like a deer meat.
It's it'd be like a deer meat.
Venison, we call it.
Venison, yes, yeah. Like I say,
Yeah,
it's gamey.
yeah.
It's
Yeah,
gamey.
Yeah.
So a lot. It is popular. But then we also have emu, crocodile,
Emu.
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 You Americans have got to get our pronunciation right. It's emu.
Okay.
Emu.
Emu.
You know,
You eat
emu.
emu?
No, yes, they actually have farms.
That's on an American
They
advertisement.
actually farm
for,
them, and they farm a lot of the prawns and seafood. That's all farmed. Barramundi, like barramundi's a fish like
Barramundi.
Barramundi.
Yeah.
So it's a real. Oh, there you go.
You eat a lot of that, huh?
Oh, lots of people have that. We have a lot of sustainable fishing and things like that in Australia. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So, but like I say, we're very much like you guys. No,
How about
my son served with the army in Australia with you guys over in Afghanistan. We've done that sort of thing as well. Vietnam, the whole thing. So yeah, we're pretty well buddies.
Do you see many Americans tourists?
Oh yes, there's a couple of Americans. I've got one in my astronomy club. Yes, Tex out there, if you're watching, mate.
Okay.
He's been coming to my astronomy club for 12 years now.
All right.
Every month. I only have it once a month, but he's missed probably about 2 because of illness, and that's it. So
Marty's got a question over there for Cliff Watson.
Uh-oh.
We have a question and a comment. Question from Larry Pescar. What's a good Australian beer? But before we answer that,
Ooh.
Doug Forrest says, emu is an electric cow.
What?
Move.
No.
He's electric, moves cow.
I know the government's trying to make us buy electric cars, but I don't think we can. Yeah.
So we are similar. I tell you, when I went to Buc-ee's, there was like a dozen maybe electric car stations versus 40 pumps, or no, 50 pumps or whatever they have up there.
and beer. Oh, mate.
Yeah, what's the favorite beer? What's the best
Honestly,
beer? Larry
there's
Buster.
so many beers in Australia.
Well, I care,
it's
but what's the Budweiser there?
oh, we don't.
No.
There's breweries that like Carlton. There's Forex Castlemaine.
Well, if he's going to go to I know Larry. Larry's going to go to the nearest beer store
Yeah, well,
and ask and look for the Australian beer. And
Ca-
so, what
Castlemaine,
would you?
Castlemaine Forex. There's
Calcimine?
Castlemaine Forex. There's Carlton. There's Swan Lager. There's dozens and dozens of beers in Australia.
All right.
Just like every time I go to somewhere else around here, you've got a whole row of different beers.
That's like
Where
here.
the
It's
same
the
thing.
microbreweries and all.
Oh, that's absolutely huge in Australia
You
now.
don't drink cold beer or warm beer?
Cold.
Cold.
And we even chill our glasses because bloody hot in Australia.
Yeah.
Very hot and very humid.
Did you have a hot summer? You say it was dry, but it was 100.
Oh
degrees
yeah,
a
yeah,
lot,
yeah,
or-
yeah, yes.
We never hit 100 last year here. We hit it a couple times in 2022, but we hit it a lot. We had about 100 days of 90 degrees or above.
We had a
Right.
couple of 112s.
Oh,
Yeah, that's pretty average for us.
oh really?
Oh yeah, and then it doesn't go below. Oh yeah, hang on, I'll get this right. Doesn't go below like 85 at night, midnight.
The Earth is closest to the sun in January. We're furthest away in July, so their summers in January
Yes.
are a few degrees hotter
Yeah,
because we're
we're
a few-
actually
we're a few million miles
physically
closer, yeah,
a little bit
physically
closer
so-
on that,
Right.
but precession will change that.
That will change that in
Yes.
about 13,000 years.
Yeah.
Wait around for it.
Oh, it's a
Cliff,
slow
it's,
thing.
it's a thrill talking to you here as we conclude our little program here.
Mhm.
And I'll get you to sign our
Oh, no, a
2020.
chook
We're gonna get
walking-
Larry to sign it, and you
Chook
guys that
walking
have been on
across the
there.
road.
Yeah,
That's me.
what did we? Is there something we didn't ask you that you'd like to share?
Oh, that's a good question. We're actually launching our. Oh, I've got to do this. Oh, I'm gonna get him now. We are actually going to launch our first rocket into space with a hat.
It
And
says
everybody get,
arts.
and yes, the politicians. Yes, it
Can't
is.
make that up. Okay.
No, you can't.
Yeah. Well, that's your hat.
No, that's I'm
Oh,
getting. I got
Thank
that for you.
Hey, well, this will get some comments.
I've got one in the car, so
I'm not sure I want
I'm
to
not-
wear it. People behind me saying he's got his arts on. Well, I'm going to bequeath to you our beloved rocket hobo patch.
Ah, yes,
Yes.
yes.
And that was Ozzy
Ozzy.
Osbourne.
Ozzy Osbourne.
You met Ozzy, I think, when you were here. Maybe.
Yes,
you
I
did.
think I did.
He did a launch
Yeah,
there.
he
Well,
was. He
was
quite
the
a strange
father of
fella.
the 321 area code.
right.
We just had an event March 21st.
Yes.
That was successful. So you got a rocket. Go ahead and sign that, mate,
Oh,
there.
yes.
As we thank you for being here. And Marty, anything else to bring up over there?
Nope, we good.
Put under, well, this Friday, we're going to bring in Tom Usiak. We've got Joe Marino, who is a professional photographer, specifically intrigued about his safaris, Marty, that he leads photographically. And Julian Leake has been on the Space Coast for over 50 years. Julian actually rode the gantry on Apollo 15 out to the pad. There you go.
guys.
All right.
Pomona Astronomy Club, Australia.
There we go. All right. Thank you very much. That's cool.
No,
Appreciate that.
Thank you.
But that's
for
gonna be
being on the
tomorrow's
show.
Cliff will be around here with me,
Hmm?
and
I'm going to give him a hand with the
Yeah.
I'm going to be lugging all the heavy stuff, as he tells me.
That's right. That's right. Because
I'm a little bit younger than him.
Yeah. And then that counts a lot when you're as old as we are, a bunch of senior citizens trying to.
Hey, hang on, I'm not that old.
Good.
I'm 64.
Right.
You're not burying me yet.
Do they have when you hit 65? Is that like the Medicare here and everything?
No, we got everybody in Australia's got Medicare. We've got all health care,
It's
but
all healthcare.
a pension.
National health
We
care.
the
That'd be a relief not seeing Medicare ads for a while.
Yeah, we've got. I was supposed to retire on when I was 65, but courtesy of the
And you're an
Australian,
electrician by trade.
yes, auto electrician. I build hot rods in Australia, and courtesy of our Australian government, they raised it to 67 and a half.
Oh.
So yes, what a bit of a Pooh Bear that was, but yes.
Well, you'll find, I think, that Dave Stange just retired and enjoying life. But
Yes,
it's
he was
fun to do
saying
what you
that.
wanna do. But I've retired, but working harder than I ever have doing this and helping our museum, and because we love
The
it.
stress this guy has been going through this afternoon, mate, I'm surprised he doesn't drop dead from a heart attack.
Oh no, not that bad today.
Oh, I don't know.
I
The
know how
look
to
in your
manage it.
eyes, we're going, oh, am
Yeah.
I going to get it done?
Well, that's I'm blessed. I walk in this place and people want to talk to me instead of kick me out.
Yes,
So,
you're right there.
we're
And you
blessed
have
about
a
that.
fantastic crew that work here. All the girls out there, don't.
They are.
You are bloody
Anita
brilliant.
Truex. We
Yes.
got Lillian on board now, and Connie's here a lot to volunteer.
And this place is so much picked up. Like last time I was here, things were a bit iffy here, there, and that, and now they've got the displays absolutely, fantastic, and the place is really nice and tidy. They've got beautiful stuff set out very nicely all over the place now, and your computers and stuff out there that all work.
Yeah.
They all turn on, so you can see all this stuff that was the shuttle era.
We'll give credit to Nick Enix, our collection manager. You'll meet Nick tomorrow.
Yes,
He'll be around here. He was in Ohio for the eclipse. I haven't heard. How
you're
it
having
worked out, but
there's a little.
grateful to Nick Enix, all the hard work he puts in as another volunteer here that keeps our museum looking beautiful.
There's one of the little things aren't resetting properly, and I was giving your mate a little bit of a hand there.
Yeah,
so
you were
I might be
helping-
able to sort that out for you, because
You were helping
it's-
Mac, who's 90 years
any-
old, back
yes.
there, work up our Cape Canaveral gallery.
yes.
Had a glitch in it.
So I'm pretty good at doing anything. I can
Alright.
build computers. I can build hot rods. I have a Corvette, and I run my own astronomy club, and it teaches kids in America. So I
It does.
think I am doing a pretty damn good job.
Well, you are doing a good job, and I'm pleased that
But
you
I reckon
came in today.
the effort you put in here, and this is just over the moon.
Well, thank you.
It's
Appreciate
really
it.
over the moon.
Well, hopefully it'll be clear tonight. I doubt it because the weather, but
No.
the moon's up, and maybe we'll look through a telescope at it.
Oh,
close
the moon
together
won't
here.
be up quite yet.
It's
Not too much.
upside down compared to where you
Oh
see it
yeah.
there up there,
Yes,
so.
I got to see Orion for the first time, the right way up. Because it's
Yeah,
the wrong way.
because you guys see it wrong.
Yeah, I look at the sky and go, where the hell am I? It's
Well,
just so different. We don't see like the Big Dipper, the Pole Star,
No.
and a few other things because of
But
the
you see the
latitude.
Magellanic Clouds.
Oh
and, the
yes,
Southern Cross.
the Southern
and-
Cross,
and,
the Milky
things
Way is
I'd like
just
to see,
very
so.
very prominent in our skies. We get to see a hell of a lot of the sky, and unfortunately, it's most of the Milky Way, so it's pretty much a pretty part of it.
Yeah.
Everybody says we're pretty
Well,
gifted.
I would
down
love
here.
to see the southern sky just one time, and maybe I'll get to do that. Cliff,
That'd be
thank
good.
you so much. What an honor that you're here. You have been a great supporter of our
You've been
museum.
you have been a good mate.
Yeah, well,
You
thank
didn't know
you.
that?
Thank you.
That's
Well, I
that's
appreciate
what
that.
that's what us mates in Australia do.
That's right.
We appreciate each other, and we look after each other, and that's what
welcome.
we do.
7 years as your friend. That's good. We've kept
Yes.
in touch, and here you are, doing something that we never imagined was part of this museum 7 years ago.
That's true.
This little program, Stay Curious. We're glad that everyone's watching today. We're
I'd like to
gonna
say
talk,
thank you to my wife Jackie out there. She's the one that actually inspires me to come and do these mad little jaunts. And also, I've got a little present for you, love. Our wedding anniversary is actually on the 1st of April Fool's Day. We got married in 2000, so that we could never forget which day it was and what
Okay,
year it was.
All right.
And you know what? That was her idea.
All right. Her
So-
idea. You've got a good wife there. so.
Yes, yes. So
Alright.
she's helped me a lot.
Jackie, right?
Yes, Jackie.
Jackie, good.
And she's at home looking after the horses, the 2 cats, and the
And
dog.
when we're live at 4:00, what time is it? It's 3 a.m.
It's 6.
6 a.m.
It's 6 a.m. in the morning.
Okay.
Too
Too early for brekkie. Got to get up at 7,
tomorrow.
right?
We're a day ahead of you guys.
That's right.
So
You're
if
already
it's-
having Friday.
Yeah, we're having Friday
we're
where
Thursday.
it's Thursday
Alright.
here. So it does put a bit of a
Alright.
glitch out of it. But as soon as you go out of daylight savings, then you're at 6, and I actually get to watch you.
Well, we might never get out of that because we kind of like being able to do things in the evening. But,
Yes, I can understand
and
that.
not being dark at 5 o'clock in the winter.
Yes, the
time, but-
difference in your
Yeah.
hours is quite surprising.
Well, Cliff, thanks a lot. We're going to go out and get some American food here. We've got a great group of ASM supporters here. Thanks to Steve Nolte, Tommy Usiak over there, Dave Stangy's in the house. You're here. Can't think of 4 people that support us unfailingly and constantly talk about our museum. Appreciate that. And of course, Marty Winkle running the Streamlabs here today. Marty, anything to button up over there on our show?
Nope, we're good.
Well, thank you everybody for bearing with our little technical things, but like I said, we're just all getting ourselves together here at the American Space Museum, and I'm happy to be back in the saddle. So tomorrow we've got a great program about photography with 3 professional photographers.
Nice.
I know Cliff will be here.
Mm.
Dave, you might be here, you might not, but I anticipate Marty's going to pick up Chris Calley at the Orlando airport about 1 o'clock. So Chris will photobomb us here too. So
That'd be great.
we're blessed. I'm blessed to think that this is how Shuttle Fest week could evolve every year.
Come
We
and have a look.
That's right. So until next time, help me do my outro. You know what I usually say, right?
Stay curious, everyone.
All right. And we'll see you again tomorrow to
Bring
bridge
the space between us.